Ever wonder what it feels like to step into the private sanctuary of Hollywood's most iconic star? Marilyn Monroe's Brentwood home offers a rare glimpse into the life and legacy of a legend who captivated the world. Marilyn Monroe wasn't just a Hollywood icon, she was a mesmerizing blend of beauty, talent, and vulnerability that made her unforgettable. Marilyn's career really took off in the 1950s, when she became famous for her roles in films like Some Like It Hot, The 7-Year Itch, and How to Marry a Millionaire. She had a spellbinding screen presence and a knack for comedy, which made her one of the top actresses of her time. But it wasn't just Marilyn Monroe's unmatched beauty and acting skills that people admired, and she also had a beautiful voice and was a natural dancer, adding another layer to her immense talent. Her personal life, however, was a different story. Marilyn's life was marked by a series of high-profile marriages and divorces. She was first married to James Dougherty, a relationship that didn't last long. Then she tied the knot with baseball legend Joe DiMaggio. Their marriage was a media sensation, but it was turbulent and ended in divorce after just 9 months. Her third marriage was to playwright Arthur Miller, and while this union seemed promising because it blended the worlds of Hollywood and Broadway, it too ended in divorce. Behind the glitz and glamour, Marilyn struggled with personal demons. She had a tough childhood, growing up in foster homes and orphanages, which left deep emotional scars. As an adult, she battled mental health issues and substance abuse. The pressure of fame only added to her struggles, and she often felt isolated despite her immense popularity. Marilyn's life ended tragically at the age of 36 in her Brentwood home. The circumstances of her death have been surrounded by speculation and conspiracy theories, adding to the mystery that had already enveloped her life. But despite her untimely death, Marilyn's legacy has endured. She remains a symbol of Hollywood glamour and the quintessential sex symbol, but also as a poignant figure who faced incredible challenges. Still today, her influence is everywhere as her legacy continues to captivate generations. Fashion, beauty standards, and pop culture, Marilyn left her mark on all of it, and her quotes like "I just want to be wonderful" continue to inspire people. Even in death, she's still a trendsetter with her platinum blonde hair, red lipstick, and glamorous style. One of her most memorable roles was playing the showgirl Lorelei Lee in the movie Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, where she performs "Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend." The scene was reimagined by Madonna in 1984 for the video Living in a Material World, and most recently by Ryan Gosling during his 2024 Oscar performance for the Barbie movie when he performed I'm Just Ken. It's no wonder her Brentwood home, where she spent her final days, holds such a special place in the hearts of her fans. It's like a tangible piece of a remarkable yet tragic life, a place where people can connect with the legend she left behind. Marilyn Monroe's Brentwood home is a fascinating place steeped in history and charm. Located in the serene neighborhood of Brentwood in Los Angeles, this house is more than just a piece of real estate. It's a significant part of Marilyn's story. Marilyn purchased the Spanish colonial revival home in February 1962, just 6 months before her tragic death. She was 35 at the time and looking for a place to put down roots after a divorce from playwright Arthur Miller. She reportedly paid around $75,000 for it, although some sources say the price was slightly higher. The home was a retreat for her, a place where she could escape the constant pressures of Hollywood life and find some peace. The architecture of the home is classic Spanish colonial revival, which was quite popular in California. The style is characterized by its red tile roof, white stucco walls, and decorative ironwork. The 2,900 square foot house has 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, making it spacious but not overly large. The layout includes a beautiful sparkling swimming pool, a lush yard with fruit trees, and a citrus grove, providing a private and tranquil environment. Now, one of the most charming aspects of the home is its original features. It has wood beam ceilings, terracotta tile floors, and casement windows that give it a rustic yet elegant feel. These elements evoke a sense of the golden age of Hollywood, transporting you back to a time when movie stars like Marilyn were redefining glamour. Over the years, additional bedrooms have been added, the kitchen and bathrooms have been remodeled, and the guest house has been merged with the main house, but the home still retains much of its original charm. Despite its eventual modifications, the Brentwood home still feels like Marilyn's sanctuary. She described it as a fortress where she could feel safe from the world, and she took great pride in decorating it to reflect her style and personality. The home's serene ambiance, with its blend of indoor and outdoor spaces, offered her a refuge from the relentless spotlight of fame. Marilyn Monroe's Brentwood home was much more than a house, it was her sanctuary. After a series of high-profile relationships and the intense pressures of fame, Marilyn needed a private retreat. This Spanish colonial revival home provided just that. Nestled in the tranquil neighborhood of Brentwood, the house was surrounded by lush greenery and tall gates that offered her the privacy she desperately craved. Marilyn often referred to her Brentwood home as a fortress, a safe haven where she could feel secure. She also lovingly called it a cute little Mexican-style house, highlighting its charming, intimate atmosphere. The serene setting, with its expansive yard, sparkling pool and citrus grove, gave her a sense of peace. The home's blend of indoor and outdoor spaces allowed her to enjoy the beautiful Southern California weather in privacy. It was a place where she could unwind and simply be herself, away from the prying eyes of the public and the media. In 1962, Marilyn Monroe told a Life magazine reporter who visited her home that "Anybody who likes my house, I'm sure I'll get along with." Unfortunately, Marilyn's time in a beloved home was tragically short. On August 5, 1962, she was said to be found dead in her bedroom at the age of 36. The official cause of death was ruled a probable suicide due to a drug overdose, but the circumstances surrounding her death have fueled countless conspiracy theories and speculation over the years. Some believe there was foul play involved, while others suggest it was an accidental overdose. The mystery surrounding her death only adds to the home's poignant legacy. In her final days, the Brentwood home was more than just a residence. It was the place where Marilyn sought solace from her troubles. Despite her tragic end, the house remains a symbol of a search for peace and stability in a tumultuous life. When Marilyn lived in the home, her personal touches were evident throughout, and some still remain. She was known for her exquisite taste and went on shopping trips to Tijuana and Mexico City to find unique decorations for her house. She picked up tiles, tin masks, mirrors, and textiles that added a distinctive flair to the decor. One of the most poignant details is the tiles inscribed with the Latin phrase "Cursum Perficio," which means "end of my journey." These tiles are embedded in the front porch and serve as a haunting reminder of a life's abrupt end. After Marilyn's death, the Brentwood home passed through the hands of several notable owners. In the 1970s, it was owned by Veronica Hamill, an actress from Hill Street Blues. Later, director Michael Ritchie took up residence. As the home was bought and sold multiple times over the years, each transaction reflected its historical and emotional value. In 2012, the home sold for $5.1 million, and then again in 2017 for $7.25 million. Most recently, it was purchased in 2023 by heiress Brina Milstein and her husband Roy Bank, who's a TV producer, for $8.35 million. Throughout its history, there have been 14 owners since Marilyn Monroe who have made modifications and renovations to the property. While the original wood beam ceilings, terracotta tile floors, and casement windows remain, the kitchens and bathrooms have been updated, and the guest house has been integrated into the main house. Despite these changes, the home still retains much of the charm that Marilyn fell in love with. Marilyn Monroe's Brentwood home holds a deep cultural and historical significance, making it a site of pilgrimage for fans from all over the world. For many, visiting the house is like stepping into a piece of Hollywood history, a way to feel closer to the legendary actress. This home, where Marilyn spent her final days, offers a tangible connection to her life and legacy. People come to Brentwood to pay their respects, to see where she lived, and to experience a slice of the private world she cherished. For some time, there was an ongoing debate about what should be done with Marilyn's home. On one hand, there was a strong argument for preserving it as a historical landmark. The idea is that the home represents an important piece of cultural heritage, reflecting not just the life of Marilyn Monroe, but also a significant era in Hollywood history. And some wanted to see the house turn into a museum as a way to honor her legacy, providing a space where fans can learn more about her life, see her personal artifacts, and understand the woman behind the icon. On the other hand, some argue that Marilyn's privacy should be respected even in death. The house was a sanctuary, a place where she sought refuge from the pressures of fame. There's a feeling that transforming it into a public space might go against what Marilyn herself wanted. She was very private about her home, famously asking a Life magazine reporter not to photograph it because she didn't want everyone to see exactly where she lived. Now, finding a balance between these two perspectives is tricky. Preserving the home as a museum would undoubtedly attract many visitors and keep Marilyn's memory alive in a very tangible way. It would serve as a beautiful tribute to her life and career, offering fans a deeper understanding of her personal space and how she lived. Yet, it's essential to consider how Marilyn valued her privacy and the sanctity of her home. However, in May of 2024, Milstein & Bank sued the city of Los Angeles for the right to demolish the home. The lawsuit alleges that there is not a single piece of the house that includes any physical evidence that Miss Monroe ever spent a day in the house. But many fans, including Scott Faulkner, a lifelong fan who runs the Marilyn Monroe collection, say that the home is the equivalent to Elvis Presley's Graceland. On June 26, 2024, the Los Angeles City Council unanimously voted to add the house to the list of local landmarks, stating, "There is no other person or place in the city of Los Angeles as iconic as Marilyn Monroe and her Brentwood home. To lose this piece of history, the only home that Marilyn Monroe ever owned, would be a devastating blow for historic preservation." Today, the Brentwood home continues to captivate people's imaginations. Its historical value, combined with its association with one of the most iconic figures of the 20th century, makes it a place of great interest. Whether it remains a private residence or becomes a museum, the home will always hold a special place in the hearts of those who admire Marilyn Monroe. It stands as a poignant reminder of an incredible journey and the enduring impact she has had on popular culture. Now, if you enjoyed the tour of Marilyn Monroe's home, we encourage you to like this video and subscribe. And please, join us next time as we take a look inside the ever luxurious spaces around the world.